straight front. Turn. Perfect.
Do you need to be talked through this one, Joe?
Looking good, mate.
That didn't even tilt.
Just a tad excited, there's no one here. Bloody awesome, mate.
Hey trippers, and welcome to our next adventure. And you've guessed it, we've come back to the beautiful Murray River for an extended long weekend for Cup weekend. So we are super excited. The weather is promising to be really beautiful in the high 20s to low 30s over the next few days. So I will finally be able to get out and use a jet ski as well, which I cannot wait to do. So you've seen some of the footage already as we were coming into our campground. As we've said in one of our episodes before, it's a bit hit and miss with campgrounds along the Murray River because we don't go to designated spots. We just come in where we can, and there have been a lot of flooding in various parts, so you've just got to be careful. We did a little bit of a recce last weekend just to see what was available, what we could get through, and how spectacular was that with the van coming through that water. Beautiful. The van did it without any problems whatsoever. So we will come along and have a bit of a look at where we are. This is magic. So Kim and Tony have their boat in the water too, so they're looking forward to going along the river and seeing what we can find, doing a bit of fishing at the same time. Is Kim over there? Hey Kim! Why wouldn't you be? How brilliant is it? This is their magnificent setup, like right on the water's edge. And there we are. Spectacular. Loads of space. Starlink doing its thing. Starlink, the internet is extremely dicey in this section here. So we had to hook up Starlink on this trip so we can have a bit of contact with home base. And I don't expect that we'll be lucky enough to have all this to ourselves by the time the weekend's out. But as you can see, there's still quite a large section down here that if other people want to come in, well, they can. But it's a bit of a rare find. I couldn't even tell you exactly where this one is. Still towards the Toke area along the river. yeah, it was just basically come in on some tracks and see what's here. It's a nice little sandy section down here. The river is starting to drop a little bit. It's still quite high to what it normally is, if those that are familiar with what the river looks like. But even from a week ago, that water section that we brought the van through had dropped already a bit. So it's definitely on its way down. And we're looking forward to going along the river and seeing what we can find and how many people have set up yet. It's only Friday, so it's a normal working day for everybody. The Cup weekend, traditionally we get the Tuesday off, and a lot of people take the Monday, but we were fortunate enough to extend it and take the Friday too. So stick with us, guys, and we'll see where we take you. If you're loving our adventures and you're enjoying what you see, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. It really helps us grow and continue to do the amazing things that we're doing, hopefully for a really long time. So we would really appreciate it if you could press that subscribe button and keep enjoying with us. Also, take a minute to drop a comment. Send some positivity our way. We love to hear your ideas about what we're doing and how much you're enjoying what we do as well. all here. Tones is out just picking up some firewood off the side of the bank. I thought I'd take the opportunity to let you guys know that the DCV Airbase Kickstarter program is now live, and do yourself a favour and jump on that Kickstart and see the absolute bargains that you can get, up to 30% off the actual units themselves. And they've got some incredible package deals with some exciting foldable e-bikes and inflatable e-boats as well that work perfectly in sync with the swappable battery modules, pods off the airbase. So jump on board and go and secure yourself one of those pledges while the Kickstart program is going. I will leave the details in our actual description, so you can go in there and find out for yourselves all about it. Tonight I've decided to cook up something that I tried a couple of weeks ago with a recipe from home, and it turned out so absolutely and incredibly delicious that I thought I can adapt this for the camp oven while we're away camping. And tonight is the experiment, and I hope it turns out half as good as it did at home, because it was absolutely delicious. It is a souvlaki style lamb, and I'm doing it in the camp oven with all the roast vegetables as the trimmings. So the secret to this particular recipe, and I'll make sure that I put the recipe, all the ingredients in our description, so go in there and have a look at it if you want to do this recipe. And the secret is to marinate it in the actual garlicky yogurty marinade mix that you make for a couple of days, at minimum 24 hours in the fridge, soaking your lamb roast in this sauce, marinade sauce. I've done this one now for 2 days. It's been marinating in the fridge, because what it actually does is the Greek yogurt as the main ingredient in the actual marinade, the enzymes actually help break down the meat and make it like extra juicy and tender and tastes exactly like a Greek souvlaki meat. So I decided that I'm just going to give it a go in the camp oven. I don't really know how it's going to work, because there's a few instructions as far as, because it's a type of a creamy based marinade and you've got to keep basting it throughout its cooking process. When it's at home in the oven, you basically put a bit of water in the bottom of the actual roasting dish pan, so that way that as you're basting it, the yogurt doesn't burn onto the bottom of the pan. It makes it a little bit more awkward in a camp oven environment. So what I've done is I've got a little trivet in the bottom of my camp oven. So I've decided to line on top of that trivet with a couple of layers of aluminium foil, and just sort of come up the sides a little bit, and underneath the aluminium foil up to just the top of the trivet I've put water in the bottom of the camp oven. So as we continue to base this recipe throughout its cooking process, I'm hoping that that will be enough to not have it burn to an absolute horrible mess by the end of the cooking process. So then in the top of the actual foil, I've placed the lamb and then the vegetables around it. So I'll show you here now. So this is what it looks like before I've started the cooking process. So there's the actual piece of lamb roast that's been marinating for a couple of days in the sauce. Keep aside your excess sauce, because during the cooking process, every maybe, I don't know, perhaps 20 minutes or so, you just going to be wanting to take the top off the camp oven, give it a tiny drizzle on the meat only of your lamb marinade, and then continue the cooking process. So you can just see around the edges, there's foil underneath there. Underneath that foil is the water, just to keep it not burn on the bottom of the cooking, the camp oven. And so the vegetables that I've got in here tonight is some onions roughly chopped into quarters, some potatoes, some carrots, very rustically cut, pumpkin, and some cold cobbets. And I've thrown in a bit of garlic knobs as well to add some aromatics as it's cooking. We'll see what it's like at the bottom of all of this. We may be able to resurrect it and make a little bit of a gravy in the end. If not, doesn't matter, but we'll just see how it goes. All the vegetables, before I've put them in the cooking pot, I have sprayed them with olive oil and give them a really good sprinkle with Vegata, which I love. Just gives your vegetables a really beautiful flavour. So then they've all been placed around the outside of the lamb. We're going to pop this on and cook it, slow cook it on the coals for 2 hours. And I'm hoping by the end of it, this will actually just be peeling off into beautiful chunks of that souvlaki type meat. And when I go out there, you'll see I'm going to do it on a slightly different cooking method this time. Usually I'll do my camp ovens. You've seen us cooking on the Ozpig and in the traditional coals. We've got a sort of a little trivet that sits off the ground. So we're actually doing some coals and we're going to be popping it on the trivet, underneath the trivet, and then popping the camp oven on top of that. And then we're going to be putting the coals on top of the camp oven. So we'll be cooking from the bottom and the top, slowly off any fire source. So we're going to see how this goes. As I said, it's a little bit of an experiment, but we'll see what happens and we'll show you how it ends up. And after 2 hours of cooking, as mentioned, this is absolutely falling apart, melt in your mouth. Flavors are incredible. It has worked an absolute treat.
Whoa!
Wow!
Calling martinis on the Murray.
Talking about you, thinking, well, maybe you're out of range.
No such luck, my friend. We're ready for our martinis, thank you.
We're mixing them up now.
Lovely. around this side.
You got it?
Yep, I got ya. Alright. Is this martinis on the Murray?
It sure is.
Oh. Beautiful, thank you.
You're welcome. I got that.
Oh, I got that. I got.
You hold that and I'll do these.
Thank you. Wow, amazing service, wonderful guys. Well, that concludes another awesome trip on the Murray River. We hope that you enjoyed watching our fun and adventures. We certainly enjoyed having them, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.